Hello, everybody. Joe Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Truth, where the trilling bird is still in the background because it's always going to be here because they put the play cycle too short. It loops too constantly. We need to get moving so that way we don't have to listen to it anymore. But I must apologize for the delay in episodes there. That's on me. I just got in a funky mood over the weekend and didn't want to do anything besides laundry. So that's what I did. And then yesterday I was busy with class, and then I had to go to bed early because I had something else to do all day today, which now means my wrist hurts because I was shooting a pistol the entire day, which really isn't from the pistol, to be in all honesty. It was 9mm, so it's barely anything. But I don't know. I might be getting like carpal tunnel in my wrist. It feels like my tendons and ligaments are made out of like fucking dry old noodles. Like, it's not a great feeling. But I did go to the gym after doing my shooting today, so I definitely feel a little better mentally. You know, I got a little bit of mental clarity going on. I got those endorphins going from working out, lifting some weights, and hitting the Stairmaster. Believe it or not, it sounds like fucking bullshit from, like, I don't know, I was gonna call them like fucking gym chuds or whatever about how working out makes you feel better, but like it actually does. It really, really does. And that sounds like bullshit from people who enjoy exercising and running. Like, people who enjoy running. I don't get a runner's high. So like this feeling that I have after like working out, I don't get from running. Running's just fucking miserable to me. But then you meet the people who, like, running is their life, and they're like, oh, you know, you just need to try, you know, you feel so good, you know, once you start going, it's like, oh, and it's like, fucking whatever. But with, you know, lifting weights and then some light cardio, I went on the Stairmaster. So, the Stairmaster still sucks. I fucking hate that thing. But it works really well, because it gets my breathing up and my heart rate going, and I start sweating a lot, but it's really low impact because, well, it's a fucking escalator that's like 5 steps long that just keeps looping, and you just go up it forever. So it's nice and easy on your joints. It gets your blood pumping, it gets your heart pounding, and it doesn't like wind you unless you set it at like a really high setting. But even on like what did I have it on? It was like 50 stairs a minute. That's enough. Like, you do that for like 15-20 minutes, you're fucking dripping, and like your heart's going like doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Like it's enough to, you know, get the blood flowing and those endorphins that they talk about going. But running fucking doesn't do anything to me. I hate it. It's probably because it makes me nauseous. I don't know if it's just the up and the down and the up and the down, or like my head bouncing or whatever. I have like a sensitive inner ear, but running just makes me want to kill myself. Oh, sorry. Commit self-die, you know, sewer slide, whatever I have to say on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. None of these videos are monetized anyway. But hopefully I'll be a good content creator for you. Make more slop for you guys to watch, and not take random 4-day hiatuses in the middle of the weekend when I should have plenty of time to record. But hey, sometimes you just need those days. Anywho, didn't really do anything between the last episode and this episode, you know, setup-wise. The only thing I did was I threw some actual, like, stuff on Munachika for equipment, and it would help if I actually click on the right screen. Where is she here? Yeah. I gave her the diversion from Lutia, and other than that, yeah, increase her defense and, you know, give her defense up. Makes sense. She's a tank. The only thing I gave Lutia is, like, what did I give her? Yeah, I gave her the thing to prevent knockbacks. So that way she can be, like, zone of control, just like a body blocker. Just, like, get in the way. And then Munachika can be the actual, like, hey, over here, hit me one. Like, in conjunction, hopefully they can form, like, a brick fucking wall that no one can get through. And then the only thing I did for Anju was I swapped out one of her things. It was like, when you're in Overzeal, buff your stats by 10%. It's like, whatever. Give her a defense up, because she is squishy with only that 20 defense. She has a lot of health, but she burns through it quickly. So hopefully by sticking her next to like Munechika or something, that seems to be kind of like the intended, the intended game plan with her is like stick her with a tank and have the tank draw aggro with taunts and then just fucking wallop. Just beat the ever-loving piss out of them with Anju. So hopefully that works whenever we get into a fight for real.
三条捕まっつったでおじゃる。楽にしろ。
Well, we found out who scooped Maruro off the ground in that rainy forest. Greeting him graciously, Raiko indicates a chair for Maruro to sit in.
少しは具合も良くなったようだな。おかげさまで、これもライコー殿のおかげでおじゃる。礼などいらぬ。そう言ったであろう。とんでもないでおじゃる。
God, hopefully my wrist doesn't give me too much trouble if I have to like mash the buttons during fighting. Like, I don't think hitting the A button a bunch for timing the attacks is going to be an issue, but I can definitely feel like it's a little more sore than normal. I don't know, but you still look kind of rough.
貴様が正気を取り戻すことが何よりの礼だ。
He strides to Maruro's side.
今日は礼の件、返答をもらおうと思ってな。
Maruro's shoulders stiffen at his words.
貴様の咎ではないとはいえ、大敗を喫した上に親友をも失ったと聞く。落胆もしよう。采配師としての貴様の才覚、いつまでも腐らせておくには惜しい。
Can't be a mopey piece of shit forever.
そのことなのでおじゃるが、マロは采配師はもうしまいにするでおじゃる。ほう。敵としてオシトル殿に対峙したとき、マロは何もできなかったでおじゃる。
Yeah, it was kind of a misplay there.
悪殿が死んだと伝えられても、マロは信じられなかった。信じたくなかったでおじゃる。だから、オシトル殿にあんなことを言って。
And what did he say to you, Maruto?
殿が死んだというのに、オシトル殿はまだ戦をするのでおじゃるか。オシトル殿にとって、オシトル殿にとって。それはすべて。
Yeah, kinda.
弱さのせいでおじゃる。分かっている。
Like you buckled a little too easily on that one.
マロはどうしても、あれがオシトル殿とは認めたくないのでおじゃる。
I mean, you're right.
マロの知っていたオシトル殿はもっとハク殿を。
Though he tries to make his meaning clear, he finds his voice faltering, and he can speak no more.
戦は人を変え、人を奪う。それを受け入れられぬのが貴様生来の気質であり、
Yup.
采配師としての弱さでもあろうな。
You'd be able to throw people into the wood chipper. I suppose it's, a good thing for you as a person that you can't really do that, but...
だが、オシトルが変わったのなら、貴様も変わればよい。マロも変わる。でおじゃるか。
Yeah, you become like Shin Maruto, and get some cool new face paint like we saw in the opening.
その才を存分に発揮する場も与えられなかった。だがこれからは違う。俺なら貴様を変えてやることができる。末代までも語り継がれる天下無比の采配師にな。天下無比の采配師。もしマルがそうなったら、きっと皆が幸せになれるでおじゃろうな。
But would it bring joy to you? Maruto speaks softly, wistfully, as if discussing an impossible dream. He raises his eyes to the ceiling and sighs.
いずれにせよ、マロは悟ったでおじゃる。
敵将に惑わされるようでは采配師は務まらぬでおじゃるよ。来光殿に目をかけていただいたのは強行の際になれど、ここはどうかマロのわがままを聞き入れてほしいでおじゃ
Yeah,
る。
only if you stop speaking like that. Nearly pressing his forehead to the table, he bows his head deeply. Reiko closes his eyes in thought. Silence follows. And then at last, he responds.
それが貴様の決めた道ならあえて止めまい。
分かってもらえたでおじゃるか。
He bows once more, deep and sincere, with equal parts gratitude and apology.
だが歩む道は違えども志は同じ。大和の平和と安寧のためこれからも頼むぞ。
来光殿、不祥マロの心得たでおじゃる。
If you say so.
それではそろそろおいとまするでおじゃる。
いや、もう少しゆっくりしてゆけ。
With a quick glance, Reiko signals a servant forward, bringing with them an ornate tray carrying a luxurious tea set.
良い茶がある。貴様のために特別に取り寄せたものだ。
Cool.
癖のある味だが。
Hopefully it doesn't have like a gross like brain bug inside of it.
マロのためにそんなことまで。
最後に味わっていくがよい。
ありがたくいただくでおじゃるよ。これは随分と風変わりな味でおじゃるな。
Describe it.
ねっとりと強い甘みの奥にほんのりとした薬臭さが。
Foolish Maruto, I laced your shit. Fuck.
ライコウ様、参上しました。
Whoa, that's a name. Yatanawarabe Liveruni.
素直に言うことを聞いておればよいもの。
ですが、本当によろしいんですか？
もとよりそのためにオシスの元から出張ったのだろう。
Also, hopefully you don't hear like a weird buzzing in the background. That's the AC unit like shaking the adjacent window to it. It's hitting it at just the right like frequency where it's like vibrating the fuck out of it. And it's going like Durr. Like normally it quiets down when I press something up against it. Like right now I have my guitar sitting in its case just like leaning up against the window, pressing on it, but sometimes it's still just reverberates just right where it's fucking obnoxious. I can see it poking up occasionally on my waveforms when I'm not talking, so hopefully it's not like obnoxious. If it is, let me know.
始め。
Oh no!
天下無比の夢。この俺が見させてやる。
With this gross bug I found. So like, does it go in his nose? His ear?
穏やかな時にあればこそ戦乱への伏流は絶えない。自軍の敗走と将の死をも利用した来光の策略がエンナカムイに与えた影響は計り知れない。
So true, narrator.
だが至福も永遠であるはずはない。
Yes, the villain scheming in the shadows.
トゥスクル王女直々の来訪
Everyone
は
else's
その
perspective.
真の意図が何であったにせよ王女アンジュの自覚と成長を促すこととなった。重臣は諸国との外交を修復する努力を怠らず、召喚は自軍の石兵を見直し国境の紹介を厳とした。その結果がルモイの関の
Yeah,
速
what
やか
about
な
all
奪還と
the
いう
all the
戦果
neutral
につながったと言
countries
って
and
もよい。
generals and whatnot?
宗近将軍の復活と凱旋も久々にもたらされた明るい話題となった。絶えない曇天を意向が照らすかのように民は この国の前途を渇望している。なればこそ次の一手は自ら投じる
Yeah,
必
all
要
about
がある。
momentum, baby. All right, progress story. Let's go. Again. Several days after our victory in Vermoy Pass, I leaf through more paperwork, new reports, and correspondence from other countries. The letters make it very clear how the surrounding nations are treating this conflict. I sent out all kinds of requests and proposals for an alliance with the countries around us, and got back vague answers or no response at all.
やはりどの国もエンナカムイの惨劇以降完全に様子見を決め込んでいる。
And Tusker's shown no sign of movement either.
どういうわけか遠く離れたナ国だけはいち早くエンナカムイ支持を掲げてはいるが今のところ連絡が取れない。
No Kokus. Interesting. Are they in the glossary? It'd probably be a location if I had to guess. Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. Jetting Peninsula, Great Gulf, giant bridge connects it. Yep. We see it. Cool.
何より地理的に考えても共闘するには難しい。
Actually, wait a minute. I'm gonna go back and double check it again to see who the related people were in there, if it's someone we know. Nope. We don't really know anyone there, but whatever it is, they're fucking on board with us. They must really hate Raiko or something. I look upon the map spread before me. A winding line extends from Rumoy Pass, leading straight to a large symbol, the Imperial capital. We may have secured our trade routes by keeping Rumoy Pass, but the foreign merchants who were hoping to secretly open trade between our nation are all in prison now, apprehended by the court.
孤立無縁のまま経済封鎖が長引けば取り返しがつかなくなる。やはりこちらから動かねば状況は変えられないか。大軍を率いての遠征はもう不可能だが、それでもこのままというわけには。やはり前に進む以外に残された道はないか。
Alright.
では
How so? We make it an all or nothing play?
皆を集めてくれ。かねてからの策を協議せねばならぬ。
Once everyone's gathered together, I start by outlining the problems that need to be
さ
resolved.
て、政情が布告を出されてから随分と経つが、近隣諸国の反応が芳しくないのは皆も分かっていると思う。おそらくはエンナカムイの惨劇と呼ばれる無責任な噂によって各国は我らと朝廷を天秤にかけている。
それは当然かも。
Mm-hmm.
確実に勝つ方につきたい
No,
というのが本音か
no,
な。
you tend not to want to be.
気を持って戦わぬなどいい加減な連中だな。
Unless you're like a certain brand of leftist who only enjoys losing, so that way you can bitch and whine more. I can say that, but I won't get into it here.
気持ちはわかるがな。だからといっていつまでも日和見を決め込まれては困る。このままでは遠からずこちらが干上がってしまうだろう。今はトゥスクルからの支援物資で何とかしのいでいるようなもの、それもどこまで続くか。
Yeah, you might be, still alive, but you'd basically be like vegetative on life support.
この先我らが大きく動くために
No,
は
can't really do much in
急
that
ぎ白
state.
黒をつける必要がある。いざ帝都へ攻め入った時、これ幸いとばかりに後ろから撃たれてはかなわぬしな。
ならば各国に対して強硬に迫りますか。期限を定めて回答がなければ敵とみなすと。
で、敵になった奴らから叩くってことか。
Yeah. Then they'd kind of just all pounce on you at once.
恫喝も考えないではないな。
We go in like a mercenary route, like we scratch your back, you scratch ours kind of thing. Make some under the table deals. After hearing Ogi and Nozuri's opinions on the matter, I decide to explain what I have in
エン
mind.
ナカムイはデコポンポの使節団を騙し討ちにしたなどとあらぬ噂を立てられたが、ルモイの席を奪還し朝廷を撤退させたことで我らの力は諸国の知るところとなった。悪評こそあれ、その実力をもはや看過することはできぬ。
なるほど。少なくとも武勇に関する限り、エンナカムイは名誉を回復した。
そうだ。周辺諸国もあえて接触しようとは思わぬだろうが、興味は持ったはず。正常の意向に頼らずとも、このオシトルが訪ねて行けば無下には住まい。故に今こそ諸侯を切り崩す好機とそれがしは見る。
オシトルが訪
Yeah, you
ね
know.
て切り崩
Yeah,
す
the
だ
truth
と
from the horse's mouth, so to say.
だが大規模な遠征は当分無理だと聞いていたが。
Then we'll be small.
確かにエンナカムイとルモイの席防衛
You
の
know,
ため
a handful of people moving under the cover of darkness.
当初の策のように正
Go
常
over
をいただ
rough
いた
terrain,
我らが諸国を
not
回る
easily,
のは
you
難しいであろ
know,
う。
followed or spotted.
派手に動けば朝廷は大軍をもって侵攻し、エンナカムイはすぐに落とされよ
Just kind of like show up on their doorstep out of nowhere and be like, oh fuck.
う。よって人数を絞り密かに動くことになる。
人数が少ないとかなり危険な旅になるかな。
Yep.
危険はもとより承知の上、まずは最初の一国を定めて直に訪れ強く同盟を働きかけようと思う。
Preferably one next to
ま
us.
ずは対話を尽くすのだ。
You know, widen the front.
一国確実に切り崩せば諸侯の動揺はさらに広まり、いずれ雪崩を打ってエンナカムイへと同盟の使者が駆け込むはずだ。
それやったらうちのトト様はどう
Yeah.
そうだな。ヤマトの海運を取り仕切るシャッホロが味方につくのは確かに心強い。だがいち早く中立を宣言してしまったソヤンケクル殿に本意を促すのは少々骨が折れるだろう。何よりヤマトの海運を取り仕切るシャッホロがこちらにつくのは朝廷を刺激しすぎる。それに
Yeah.
かの国は遠
Too
隔地
too
で
big
も
of a
ある。
prize to steal away from them.
い
It'd bring the hammer down like entirely.
いい考えやと思ったんやけどな。
Maybe later, you know, put a pin in it.
できればもう少し後にしたいところだ。ここは以前からの計画通り。
My eyes fall into the Tia, who's been listening intently.
ルルティエ、久しぶりに里帰りしてみぬか。
Yeah, your dad should be to like the south of us, I believe.
九十里にですか？
Yeah,
ああ、王禅殿も心配しておられるだろ
it
う。
has been like months. She watches me anxiously, apparently not sure of my intentions.
それはまさか私にいとまを出されるという意味でしょうか？
I mean, you're going, and that would be the cover story of you, you know, visiting home to reassure your father, but we secretly tag along with you.
そうではない。
I shake my head gently. It's time to speak my mind.
正直に言おう。ルルティエには九十里とよしみを通ずるための使者として立ってほしい。我らが九十里と結ぶための助けとなってほしいのだ。九十里は発注賞を往路にいただいた周辺一の大国。
Large,
味方に
yes,
できればまさに盤石。
but it's
剣道長
kind of a
目
backwater.
前となる。
Like, going by the lore, the whole point he's in charge and became a pillar general is because he, you know, took a fucking useless wasteland and kind of revived it a little bit with, like, intensive agricultural practices. It's like, sure, it's big, but doesn't sound like there's a lot there.
何より他の諸侯との交渉もたやすくなるであろう。
Lutia doesn't seem to know how to take this statement, but Kiryu nods in agreement.
確かに九十里がつくのであれば我々もということですね。
I nod to Kiryu, then meet Luditia's eyes once more.
だが何よりルルティエは 王禅殿からお預かりしている身。元気な姿をお見せするのが筋であろう。
だから私に
Yep.
一度里に
You know, just get your foot in the door for us.
ああ、
その後は
Yep.
戻ってきても
I
よ
mean,
ろしいのでしょ
if
う
your
か。
dad lets you.
体よく追い払われるとでもまだ思って
No,
る。
Kokopo's awesome. I need him.
あ、いや、王禅殿に引き止められる可能性もあるのか。単に家族を会わせてやりたいのと、彼女を人質に同盟を迫るようなつもりはないことを示したいだけなんだが。
As a show of good faith, I don't want to meddle in what Utatia chooses from here on out.
それはルルティエが自分で決めればよい。ご家族とよく話し合ってな。
ほんと女性の扱いが下手なんだから。
Nope.
何か言ったか、クオン。
何も。
Kuon averts her eyes. I decide to leave her be, turning again to Utatia.
それがしも王禅殿に直々の拝謁をいただき、改めてお礼を申し上げたい。九十里まで共に参ろう。
Yeah, I'll make a date out of it. Utatia still seems somewhat at a loss, but finally she nods, her mind apparently made up.
わかりました。九十里との橋渡しを担うお役目と思って私頑張ります。
No, it's not your duty. We're just asking you to do it. But if you want to think of it as your duty, then so be it. It's your prerogative. Yeah, they're to the south. Also, wait. Ocean over there. Are we in Korea? Is that where we are? No, that can't be right. That geography doesn't make sense. Map. Where's my map? My map. Where's my fucking book? No, I don't want to lose my bookmark. And I don't want to punch the microphone either. Oh yeah, I guess that being Korea would make sense. No, but it's not. We already know because that little island there. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not Korea. Then what's that inland sea? Unless that's just like terra incognita. But huh. Interesting. I mean, it's certainly... It's hard to say. There's too many inconsistencies with the maps I've seen. The game doesn't show enough, and then it shows weird stuff, and then it fucking backfills it later. I'm just gonna Google an Utawarerumono world map. Sorry if that ruined some of the mysticism. I don't really care. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's definitely... I know I'm being really quiet here. Alright, I guess it kind of... The coast of China, I guess, kind of turned into a peninsula somehow. Cool. Alright. Works for me. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, because I'm looking at a bigger world map that has the whole of, like, Yamato and Tusker and Urarusha on here, and it does not have that, like, gulf to the west of Kujuri there. So I don't know what's going on there on this depiction of the map. Maybe that's an error, maybe it's something they changed later. I don't know. For the sake of securing our first ally, we get our caravan together and head for Kujuri without delay. I need to hear it said again a couple times to make sure I'm saying it right. Our battle against the court hinges on this alliance. We have to move quickly and stealthily. Therefore, before anyone can interfere.
そのはずなのだが。
I glance back at our traveling party, worry on my face. Behind me, Luditia rides atop Kokopo, looking very uneasy. Her being here is a given. And there's Ududu and Sarana as well. That's another given. The problem is... I heave a great sigh and look over Kuon, Nozuri, Atui, and the other familiar faces joining
まっ
us.
たく遊びに行くわけではないのだぞ。どうしてこうもゾロゾロとついてきたのだ。
I mean, Atui I can kind of understand from like a diplomatic standpoint. She is like Soyen Keker's daughter, you know, another pillar general. Like, it makes sense diplomatically. Nozuri, a little more iffy. Kuon, on the surface of it, besides her being like the team doctor, it would make sense to bring her on a trip. She really has no place. Kuon responds with a smile on her face.
それは心配だからかな。どこで何が起こるかわからないもの。
心配か。
Yeah, what if you eat something weird off the ground? Someone's got to treat your tummy ache. Things are still chaos out there. There's always the chance of running into Imperial forces. And with things in disarray, there's bandits too.
同行する人数が増えれば安全にはなるだろうが、目立ちすぎれば元も子もないわけで。
兄上。
ん？
Hearing Kiryu call to me, I look up. It seems like he's returning from his reconnaissance.
偵察ご苦労。して状況は？
この坂の先に集落が見えます。先方から指定された村だと思われますが、出迎えの者はまだ到着していないようです。
よし。
I'd sent a messenger to Kujiri beforehand to let them know that an envoy was heading their way. In response, Kujiri designated a small village on their border as the location for a preliminary meeting to greet us. With Kiryu and Kuon at my side, I hurry my steed forward up the slope, and once I reach the top, I see before
あ
me.
れは。
あの集落。
うん。あれから随分と時が経ったが。
Oh, hey,
忘れるはずもない。
the place with the bugs.
自分が目覚めてクオンと初めて訪れた村。
Ain't that a fucking quinky dink?
そしてオシュトル。いや、ウコンと出会った村。
兄上。
Kiryu's voice snaps me back to reality. I look back, seeing his confused expression.
ああ、そうだな。村の外で一旦待機し。
Yeah, let's go see that nice
Could
lady
you
at
dig it out,
the inn who gave us lots of booze.
分かっております。長のところには私が。
頼んだぞ。
If a bunch of strangers ride into their village with no indication if they're friends or foe, the people will get anxious. And Kuon has a point. We don't know what waits for us in there. If this really is some trap, we'll be at their mercy in there.
じゃあ、私はみんなを連れてくるから。
With that, Kuon starts back down the slope. But as I watch Kuon descend, I hear someone call to me, and I turn around. Ghost door.
どうしたあんちゃん。
Sorry, there's no good way for me to make Ukon into like a pun with ghost.
ウコン。
I found myself leaning forward, reaching out to him.
オストル。危なかった。
Kuon had come back to me without realizing, and he grabbed me just as I was about to fall off my steed.
すまん。ぼーっとしていた。
どうしたの？
いや、なんでもない。どうやら長く馬に揺られすぎたようだ。
後でお薬飲んだ方がいいかな。
ああ、すまない。
Nah, nothing that serious. I'm only half listening to Kuon's words, rubbing my temples.
己の弱さが招いた幻覚か。それとも。いや、何にせよ未練だな。
I don't know, it's fucking complicated. This time, I hear Kiryu's voice coming from the village. Kiryu should still be contacting the leader of the village. Why is he back this soon? Look over to see a group of soldiers following Kiryu. It doesn't seem like they're chasing him off. Udutia's ridden up to us by now, and her face brightens as she sees the soldiers. Suddenly, she cries out with unusual excitement. It seems her voice reached them. The young man at the front of the group separates from the others, running forward and coming to a halt before us. The young man descends from his steed, then smiles widely as he opens his arms to Lutia. Cool bird. They're kind of plain looking though. I guess not everyone can be main character material. Lutia also hops off her mount, rushing forward to embrace the young man.
俺がそんなやわな男と思っていたか。俺はガンジが踏んでも死なんわ。
Hey, don't jinx it. Lutia's arms tighten around him as she buries her face in his chest.
こらこら、妹よ。皆が困ってるで。
Lutia seems to realize that all eyes are on them, and she immediately lets go of him, stepping back quickly. Yeah, we put that together. Lutia seems embarrassed at being caught in her show of affection, mumbling in a small voice. Then, the young man she calls her brother steps forward. Yeah, infamous is right, I guess.
その噂がいかなるものか知らぬが、エンナカムイのオシトルとはそれがし以外にはおりません。
そういえば、悪しき噂を聞いた気もするが、元より信じておらぬ。
Cool.
わずかな手勢でよくぞこのような地まで来られた。オシトルだ。道中朝廷に見つかれば命はないというのに。なんと強胆な。
Yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures and all that. He smiles broadly, extending his hand.
一度キレンとは手合わせをしたいと思ってい
He'd probably kick our ass.
た。九十里のヤシモ。我が
At least you got an
ル
easy
ル
name
ティ
to
エが
say.
世話になった。感謝の言葉もない。
いや、礼を言うはそれがしの方。彼女には
Yeah,
幾度となく
fucking
助けられた
rocks.
貴殿は良き妹君をお持ちだ。
Lutia goes bright red at my words, looking mutely downward.
オシトル殿のその言葉は何よりの土産だ。さて、こんなところで立ち話もなんだ。すでに村の旗小屋を抑えて、そこで話をしよ
う。まさか。
Yep.
ここにまた足を
Really is this
踏み
place,
入れ
huh?
ることになるとはな。
ごめん。
Small world, huh?
はいはい少々お待ちを。
Yoshima calls inside from the entrance, and after the distracted response from within, a woman hurriedly makes her way out.
あらまあ。
Yeah, it's the pretty lady. Noticing a familiar face in the group, the innkeeper stops in surprise.
ご無沙汰してます。
Goen gives the woman a small bow as a fond smile spreads over her face.
ずいぶんと久しぶりだね。都は大変なことになっているって聞いてるけど、元気だったかい？
ええ。一応そうなのかな。
そりゃあよかった。
With that, the innkeeper takes a good look at our group.
そこのお嬢様もあの時お見かけしたと思うけど、そういやあの時のひょろっとした男は。
He's dead. Goen flinches a bit at the innkeeper's innocent inquiry.
うん。ちょっと。
そうかい。
Realizing the meaning behind her words, the innkeeper nods quietly, her smile turning a little somber. Yoshima then steps forward as the two talk.
おかみ、すまない。
これは先ほどの。
どうやら自分たちの身分をお上には伝えていないようだな。
Probably for the best. He's real thin too. Now that I kind of look at him, but not like weirdly thin, but he's very lithe. Is that the proper word to use? The innkeeper looks a little perplexed as she turns to Yoshima.
言われた通り人払いはしておきましたが、これは一体。
いや、急なことで詳しい事情を話せず、申し。
ああ。
この屋島に免じてどうか許されよ。
The innkeeper reflexively straightens upon hearing that name, then bows to the ground with her head to the floor.
ヤシマ様、これはとんだご無礼を。
But Yashima puts out his hand to interrupt her.
構わぬ。今は忍びの身。ただ、我らは少々込み入った話をすることになる。故に、
はい。そのあたりは心得ております。
Mm-hmm. The innkeeper rises uncertainly to her feet.
一番奥の部屋を準備しておきました。ご案内いたします。
恩に着る。
The innkeeper leads us all to a room in the back of the building.
もし何か入り用になりましたら、何なりとお申し付けくださいまし。
With that, the innkeeper leaves the room. Yashima listens intently. And then, satisfied that the innkeeper has left, he speaks.
このような場所で申し訳ない。
Yashima indicates a seat across from him.
本来ならば、このまま城へ案内すべきだが、こちらにも少々事情があってな。
いや、これは当然のこと。気になさるな。
Everyone's watching everyone, and someone just sees, oh fuck, Oshtor is showing up. You're gonna have to answer some uncomfortable questions. I take the offered seat. Ludatia, Kuwan, and all the others follow my example, seating themselves behind me. Yashima stares, looking entirely caught off guard for a moment.
ヤシマ殿。
すまない。ルルティがそちらに。いや、それも当然か。
Yashima mumbles to himself as he takes his own seat.
さて、
Yashima slaps his knee as if to change the mood.
事情はルルティエからの文でおおよそ理解していて、余計な腹芸はやめて。
Works for me.
俺もまどろっこしいのは苦手だ。
Yashima scratches his head, sounding a little tired by the very prospect.
俺個人の意見は単純だ。ヤマトの一大事となれば、我が剣を振るうのに何のためらいもない。まして、妹が正常のおそば好きだというではないか。我が妹の忠義、実に誇らしい。
では、お兄様。
だが、しかし。
Yeah, he's like, I'll do it. That doesn't mean anything about our dad, though. Yashima stares straight at me, a small sigh escaping him, then continues.
貴殿の掲げる御旗が誠のものなれば。
A chill runs through the room at Yashima's
なる
words.
ほど。ヤシマ殿はこう申されたいわけか。我らが正常が偽物である。と。
Who knows? A lot of things are being said. No one can really discern the truth. Ludatia pales at my words, rising from her seat.
それはどういうおつもりでおっしゃっているんですか。まさか向こう側に。
ルルティエ。
Yashima falters for a moment, clearly not expecting such an outburst from his sister.
そうは言っておらん。だが。
Yashima seems at a loss for words, unable to deal with his sister's condemning stare. He sighs again, more heavily, before continuing in a quieter voice.
我が妹が正常のおそば好きをしているのだ。妹が仕える正常を疑うということは、妹を疑うも同じ。我が妹を信じればこそ、俺は貴殿の掲げる御旗は誠のものであると信じている。だが、皆がそうとはいかん。俺はルルティエを信じる。故に、妹が信じるオシュトル殿と正常を信じる。
Yes, but others will view it as, oh, that poor, naive, foolish Lutia. She's been deceived. She's being used for the evil machinations of Oshtor and his pretender to the throne.
しかし、他の者たちにそれを求めることはできぬ。
Yeah.
これは、誰も彼もがオシュトル殿を信じるというわけにはいかぬ。ことがことだけに慎重にならざる応援。
みんなもルルヤンなら分かってくれる
Yeah, because right now it's just kind of like one remote province in revolt. But before long, it could fully break out into open, full-fledged civil war. And no one really wants to be the one to kick that thing off.
いや、そう簡単にはいかぬ。それに。いや、これはここでは関係ないことだ。
Oh, okay. Yashima seems like he was about to mention something, but he hastily changes the subject, clearing his throat uncomfortably.
ともかく、皆が迷っている。ことは一大事。迂闊に動いて、逆に忠義に反することになっては元も子もない。だが、迷っているということは、貴殿らを信じても良いという気持ちもある。
Again, so many things are being said, nobody knows what to believe.
心の内では、
Basically making a coin flip choice.
皆が思っている。信じるに値する何かがあれば、おそらくは。
つまりそれがあれば、皆を説得することは十分可能だと、ヤシマ殿は申されるわけか。
I mean, we could go get Anju, bring her along.
それはそうなるが。
Like stuff her in a box, that way no one could see her. You know, just throw her in the carriage.
となればやはり。
Not like a nice palanquin, like being paraded around, but just kind of smuggle her in a barrel or something.
たわけた話よ。
As the clear voice rings throughout the room, Munachika and I nod to each other, stepping to either side and kneeling silently. I guess that's exactly what we did.
なんだお前は。
And so the voice echoes once more.
ようもそんなことが言えたの、ヤシマ。
The small girl stands before him, where he had a place among the rest of us. For a moment, Yashima studies her suspiciously, and in an instant, his eyes widen in shock.
あなた様は。
The girl smiles broadly, striding forward.
聖女。
Yashima instinctively kneels to the ground and gives a deep bow.
さてヤシマ、世が偽物かどうか、その寝ぼけた眼をしっかと見開いてよう見。
いえ、いや、私ごときにはもったいなきお姿。その声、その姿、意図高き血を引くお方に間違いございません。
Oh, you folded real quick.
聖女への数々のご無礼、何卒ご容赦を。
Anju nods graciously, looking down upon Yashima, who appears to be curling in on himself as to be as small as possible.
許す。世はさまつなことに煩わされる暇などないのじゃ。
はあ、ありがたきお言葉。
さてヤシマ。
はい。
お主は証拠とやらが欲しいそうじゃな。
Well, she's here.
それは私の千両な
She's
考え
like,
で
want
し
to
た。
see me lift something real heavy?
聖女のお手を煩わせずとも、この私が神明をとして。
いや、お主がいちいちどうこうするのを待っているのも面倒じゃ。世が城へ赴こうぞ。そして王然に会って話をするのじゃ。
He'll recognize you.
王
He'll
然の
probably be able
腹
to
が
suss
決
you
ま
out
れば、
fairly easily.
意を唱える者もおらんようになるじゃろう。
He'll see you being you and be like, yeah, that's Anju, alright.
それは確かにそうでございますが。
ヤシマの様子がおかしい。さっきも言葉を濁していたし、一体何を焦っている。王女さんを目の前にして動揺しているだけではない。
Something up with the old man? Yashima already said that he's not one for subterfuge. There's gotta be a reason he's acting like this. Anju, however, doesn't seem to notice anything unusual about his attitude. She presses on.
どうした？世の気が変わらんうちにさっさと城まで案内せんか。
はあ。
Alright. Manages only that feeble response, his head bowed. After a short rest, Yashima leads us to the castle. Yashima, leaving the caravan, sighs again, for the umpteenth time since we left the village. Even Anju seems puzzled by the sheer amount of sighing.
どうしとる？ヤシマはどうしたのじゃ。いきなりふぬけてしもうたぞ。世のそばにいて
Did he do
萎縮
this
したわけでもあるまい。
Without his dad's permission?
それはそれなしにも測りかねますね。
Like, plan to suss you out and then report back to him and give his opinion and then kind of be like, oh, you know, maybe we should hear him out. but then you just kind of dropped into his lap, and he's like, oh, fuck, there's no way talking myself out of this one. I pause for a moment, then look Anju straight in the eye.
言っておかねばならん。正常。お覚悟が必要になるやもしれませぬ。
それは
正常の恩義をもってしても、そう簡単にはことが運ばぬやもしれず。
Status quos are a hard thing to break.
ございます。
Anju's voice is clear, and even as she responds.
それも覚悟
Clear
の
and
上じゃ。
even. Not even. Like, even as she is responding. No, it is even, like an even number. Balanced.
正常。
オストルが切り開いた道を歩くだけではただのボンクラのお飾りじゃ。世は世の力の及ぶ限り己で道を切り開きたいのじゃ。
Okay. She looks anxious, but her words are sincere. I feel myself tense a little at her
そ
words.
こまでのお覚悟と。
I mean, you're certainly strong enough to do it, but, you know,
それがしは正常の
sometimes
道
strength
を
isn't
表
all
す
you
も
need.
のを打ち果たすまで。
任せる。
もちろん、そうならぬことを願いたいが。
Udetia's voice interrupts my thoughts.
見えました。あれがクジューリの城です。
All of us look to where Udetia is pointing. Oh, damn! That's way cooler than I thought. Fucking Tower of Babel looking thing. Jesus Christ.
あの形。やっぱり噂は本当なのかな。
Yeah, what's the deal with it?
クジューリの城は遺跡を再利用して建てられた城です。実物を見るのは初めてなのです。
興味のある連中には垂涎の的だろうな。
Like, it's giant. Looking at the little hamlets down below. Like, I don't even know what it could be.
しばしここで待たれよ。父上を呼んでまいる。
What the fuck is this place? With that, Yashima swiftly exits the audience chamber.
さて、謁見のままではすんなり通されたが。
So much for backwater. Fuck. I thought Anakamui must be like a fucking mud hut compared to like this place. Like, Jesus Christ.
最悪囲まれるか
Sorry,
な。
I'm supposed to read that stuff out. I look around the room, trying to see if I can sense anyone else in here. One sounds like she's read my mind. She's on guard too.
その時は正常を頼む。それがしは九十里を。
もちろん。大丈夫やえ。
元より正常をお守りするのは小生の役目。
兄上、私はどこまでも兄上と共に。
Yeah, thanks, dude, I guess. We all nod, reaffirming our roles and our resolution. After a while, we can hear a commotion coming from the back.
何事か。
After a moment, I realize it's the sound of someone charging towards us. Uh-oh. Udetia, is your dad clingy? Is he a doting, like overly doting father? I can't tell exactly what's happening, but I know this isn't normal.
正常。
Anju nods grimly. The others position themselves around Anju, forming a protective barricade. We all hold our breath, watching the doors, and they burst open with a violent crash. As one, we tense for combat. Yep, that's just it.
お父様？
お父様。
This man, Udetia's father, plops down on the throne and claps his hand against his legs expectantly.
おれルルティエ、いつも通りほとんどお膝に座りんさい。どうした？ひょっとして太ったよ。おとんはぽっちゃりしたルルティエもぶち好きじゃけ。
Hell yeah! Chubby girls, let's go! Woo! That's why I like Mudachika, baby. All of us stare at this cheery man on the throne, dumbfounded. Udetia, on the other hand, appears to have shrunk into a blushing, mortified ball.
お父様。
ゲニどうした？ルルティエ、まさか熱が？これけん、草しよう、草
We actually do. The Olo of Kujiri bolts up out of his chair, bellowing at the tops of his lungs.
落ち着いてください父上
Yashima runs in, completely out of breath.
ルルティエの帰国を知らせるなり身支度どころか友のものさえつけず走っていくなんて
踊り何そんなに落ち着いとんじゃルルティエがぶちしわげにしとるじゃろうが
I mean, she probably looks like she's about to throw up for another reason.
ルルティエの具合が悪くなったのは父上のそのみっともないはしゃぎようのせいです
なんと
Ozen reels back a bit in shock.
ルルティエおとんが嫌いになったん
何をどう解釈すればそこまで飛躍するんですか
The rest of us are having a hard time following their argument. We look back and forth between father and son, speechless.
父上エンナカムイの皆様がそこにおいでです
何
Like, ah, who cares? It's just fucking Oshtor and Munachika. I see them all the time. Ozen's eyes flicker behind through the Tia, and he finally notices the rest of us. Ozen's face reddens, and he clears his throat a couple times. He straightens his posture on the throne, then looks straight at us.
よう参られたオシトル殿
Ozen begins to speak with all appearances of poise and dignity, as if that all never
オー
happened.
ゼン殿も息災で何より知っていて当然だからな
Yup.
そういえばオシトルに出会ったのはちょうどルルティエを預かった時だったんだよな
Yashima's face is quite red as he sharply reprimands Ozen.
何もかも手遅れです父
おいじゃが何事にも形式っちゅうもんが
父上
Ozen sighs heavily, apparently giving up. He speaks again, sounding several degrees warier this time.
いやはや恥ずかしいところをお見せしてしまいましたな面目もない
はあ
ところでルルティエは姫殿下のお役に立っておりますかな
Yup.
無論です
Loves the
それ
snack
が
she
たちにと
makes.
ってルルティエは心の支えと言ってもよいでしょう
それは何より何より安心しました
Ludatia blushes furiously and looks down, embarrassed by our exchange. We both fall silent for a moment. When Ozen speaks again, his face is gravely serious.
オシトル殿こたびのご用向きは文にて伺っております
あとは世に任せるのじゃ
Oh, look, you put your clothes on. That's good at least. I guess it makes sense that you were traveling as in your, like, handmaiden outfit in the incognito, so to say. But, you know, now that we're doing, like, an official delegation, you need to kind of present yourself a little bit, you know, dressed up a bit. Anju steps forward from the center of the group, out of the protective circle of her guardians.
久しいのオーゼン
Ozen's eyes widen as he sees Anju walk forward.
おおこれはまさか
どうやら世が偽物だのとつまらぬ噂をしている者がいると聞くのじゃがどうじゃよもやお主まで世のことを忘れたなどとほうけたことを抜かさんじゃろうな
Yeah,
ボケるにはまだ早いじゃろ
don't forget that smug attitude.
その眼差しそのお声まさしく
Ozen leaves his seat and kneels, bowing his head deeply before her.
そのお姿見間違うなどありえませぬあなた様はまさしく姫殿下いえ大和の民がいただくべき唯一無二のお方でございます
Hey, look at that. Easy win, baby. Anju nods grandly at Ozen's words, as if that was the obvious response. Looking at them, it seems clear that the matter's been resolved. We all breathe a little easier. I can tell some of the tension's drained out of the air. Sensing my chance, I stride forward to the nobles of Kujiri.
ヤシマ殿そしてオーゼン殿これでご納得いただけたはずそれがしが掲げる御旗に偽りがないことを改めてお願いいたす九十里にも正常の御旗のもとに集っていただきたい
I make my claim with proud, real confidence. However,
それは
Ozen falters at this. I look to Yashima, but he's averting his gaze. Even Anshu seems to notice that something isn't right.
王禅、まさか世と知ってなお納得できぬと申すか。
He's not saying that. He's just not saying anything. Ozen immediately stands his reaction, raising his voice. Stands in reaction.
我らもそのような不埒な真似はしたくはありませぬ。皆、姫殿下の御旗のもとに集い
I
と
feel
う
like there's a
ござ
butt
います。
coming.
ただ、あれが。
あれ？
Yashima pales at those words. Immediately rushes to Ozen.
まさか父上、あのことを本気で。
しゃあないじゃろう。いなげなことにしちゃならん思えや。
Oh god, is your wife gonna have like a horse? If you fucking go against her?
しかし、それでは。
Ozen ignores Yashima's warnings and bows his head once more.
恥を忍んで、姫殿下にお願い申し上げます。
いかんいかん、父上、それを言うてはいかん。
However, Anju raises her voice above Yashima's pleas.
構わん、言うてみよ。
もったいなきお言葉。
You're whipped.
実は。
父上。
そのつまり。
Alright, spit it out. What embarrassing thing is it?
何でもよいからはよう言うのじゃ。
申し訳ございませぬ。
二人は一体何を揉めているんだ。
I looked at Udatia, but even she seems baffled by their distress. Then we hear a commotion from the back, even louder than Ozen's entrance. It sounds as if someone's rushing towards us. I tilt my head quizzically. In contrast to our bewildered expressions, Ozen and Yashima are practically ashen-faced.
いかんいかんいかん、父上。
おいじゃが、はようせんと、あれが。
あれ？あれって。まさか。
Finally, Udatia seems to realize what they're talking about, and even her face turns several shades whiter.
ルルティエ、一体何が起きようとしているのだ。
あれは多分。もしかして私のルルティエ。
As the doors burst open, a shadow lunges straight towards Udatia. The sudden crisis catches us off guard for a moment, but we quickly recover, rushing to help Udatia. But as we get closer, we realize the figure is a woman. She's dressed elegantly, and she's quite attractive, but something feels familiar. They're around her, the shape of her ears and tail. Yes, it reminds me of Udatia's.
ルルちゃん、おかえりなさい。
Oh god, Fang. The woman holds Udatia in a strong embrace, rubbing her cheek against the smaller girls.
ダメです。こんなところで。
彼女はまさか。
At my question, Yashima makes a sour face, as though he's eaten something foul.
さよう。このクソアマ。
Ah, just older sister, that's it. Boring!
そして、ルルティエの実子。
ルルティエの姉、シスでございます。
そういうことであったか。ルルティエのお姉さん？
Okay, and that matters because?
やっぱりな。ルルヤンとなんとなく似てる。
Man, but like one of you got like all the athletic sports genes, like entirely different people. Crazy.
いや、雰囲気はともかく、
Yeah.
性格は似
Fucking
ても似つかぬ
180s
よ
from
う
each
な。
other.
長く離れた妹との再会とあれば普段通りにできるのも当然のこと。
それにしても、あれはやりすぎな
And
よう
it
な
sounds
気が。
like this is the norm. Oh god, I need to hear her name again. How is it? She's? She's? It'd probably be she's or shis. Whatever. Doesn't seem to notice our uncertain expressions, continuing to happily rock the Udatia in her arms. So let's just go back to where she introduced herself.
ルルティエの姉、シスでございます。
Sheesh. Okay. Like sheesh.
んってば照れちゃって。いや、みんなが見て。ん？ルルティエ。
Oh god. S on S. Shish's blissful smile freezes, and she pulls back from the hug slightly, studying Ludatia with an intense gaze. What, like you gained weight or
ル
something?
ルティエ、ちゃんとご飯食べてる？
Ah, not enough.
一応。なんだか以前よりプニプニ感が減ってるような。だからそんなこと言っちゃダメだから。あ、でも育つところはちゃんと育ってるか。
Yep, play the sound effects.
お姉ちゃん好みの妹に育ってくれて、お姉ちゃんとっても嬉しいわ。
Ozen finally seems to realize that this would be a bad idea to let this go on any longer. He calls out to Shish in sharp reprimand.
シス姫殿下の御前で何しおるん
However, Shish glares daggers towards Ozen in response.
うるさいです、父上。妹との感動の再会を邪魔するようなら、
Damn.
父上でもその頭くびりますわよ。
Shish fucking rules. Ozen just stands there, shocked into silence by his daughter's death threat. We're all frozen in shock too. Yashima hurries to us, trying to smooth things over.
いやいや、恥ずかしい限りで。
Yashima wipes at his brow. Sweat is starting to drip by this point. Something occurs to me. I remember what he said earlier.
九十里との同盟の障害というのは
Yeah, but how?
お姉様、なに？もっとぎゅーっと
Like,
してほしい？
where's the rub? Like, not
そうじゃ
not rubbing Rudatia, but like, where's the issue here?
お姉様はお嫁に行ったはずじゃ。
Shish's serene smile fades, replaced by an air of murderous menace.
ああ、あれ。
Shish clicks her tongue, clearly in a foul temper.
ダメよ、あれは。絶望的に問題が。
あれって、兄上様のことをそんな風に。
大丈夫。すでに赤の他人だから問題ないわ。
Okay.
いっそ、人じゃなくて口も聞けぬものにしてもよかったけれど、面倒だからやめたわ。
お姉様？だってせっかくチャモックの一番美味しいところである生き肝をご馳走してあげようとしたのに、それを見て腰を抜かすんですもの。
It's a great cut of meat, unless it's from a polar animal, in which case the vitamin D will kill you. Or is it vitamin A? I think it's vitamin A. Yeah.
かなり頼りないとは思っていましたけど、あれはないわ。あれならポコポと結婚した方がマシ。
Hey, Kokopo's a good catch.
ヘラヘラしてたり、男のくせに花をめでたり、人形を集める趣味は許せても、血の滴る肉を食べることもできない男なんて。
Shish finally lets go of an exhausted Udatia, leveling her cold gaze back at her father.
父上がどうしてもと言うから結婚したのに、とんだ時間の無駄でしたわ。ことに至る前に踏み潰して正解でした。だからこれからはずーっとお姉ちゃんはルルティエと一緒だからね。
Okay. Both Yashima and Ozen hastily put their fingers to their lips, trying desperately to mime for her to be silent. But Shish just gives them both a dubious look in response.
お姉様。なーに？一緒にってお姉様も一緒に来てくださる？
Yeah, sure. Shish responds immediately.
そんなわけないじゃない。ルルティエは
Ah.
お姉ちゃんとずーっとこのお城で一緒でしょ？
You see, that's the thing. You can't have her. She's kind of ours now. Well, Kokopo is anyway, but Kokopo won't leave without her, so. Dudatia looks taken aback by her sister's words, and she responds with a shaking voice.
でも私は アンジュ様のおそば好きとしてずっと。
おそばつき？
She stares at her sister, as if unable to comprehend. However, she seems to realize something, and she turns to glare at her father and brother.
まさかまだあのことを言ってなかったのかしら。
Nope.
それはその
You know, we were getting around to it. Ashima cowers slightly under her stare.
まったく少しはマシになったかと思えば。
しかしこれはこの国の行く末がかかっているのであって。
黙らっしゃい。
She snarls at her brother, then turns to us.
こんな父と弟の言葉を信じた私が愚かでした。いいわ、私から伝えます。
I mean, if you'd be so kind. She kneels gracefully before Anju, as if her foul temper before was all just some dream.
姫殿下、こたびの同盟締結に際して一つ願いを聞いてはもらえないでしょう。
What, you want Lunatia back?
願い。
はい。それは我が妹ルルティエを私に。
なんじゃと。
ルルティエを
Why? I mean, I get why, but still, why though?
何姫殿下にかばち垂れとる。
She merely ignores the desperate cries from her family as she continues on.
もし我らの忠義を疑い父が乳幼だと申されるならそこの具体を
Yeah, but I
差し出し
don't
ます。
want Yashima. His owl's cool, but
ああ見えてガウンジが踏んでも壊れないブドウ。いえ、欠物。かかしの代わりくらいにはなりましょう。どうか、ルルティエの帰国のお許しを。
no? I get that you're probably worried because, you know, she's in a extremely precarious position where her life is on the line, and it's entirely reasonable for you to be worried and be like, I'd rather not have my, you know, precious one and only little sister be fermenting rebellion against the state and fighting on the front lines. If you could like have her not do that, that would be great. But still, she's a really good unit and we like her, so no. Finally, I understand why they seem so flustered by all this.
なるほど、こういうことだったか。ルルティエ可愛さとはいえ、彼女の言いようは一歩間違えれば
Yeah.
王女さんの意向に異を唱えたと受け止められかねない。今はたかだか妹一人の行く末をごねているだけだから笑い話で済むが、話の転がりようではそれだけで済むとは限らない。仮にもしこのまま強引にルルティエを連れ戻したとなれば、王女さんが許しても必ず遺恨が残る。そもそもそんな勝手が通るなら王女さんの威信にも関わり、結束が緩むことにもなるだろう。まさか妹一人の行く末に国の命運がかかることになろうとは。
Lunatia burst out, having had enough. It seems Sheesh hasn't taken her opinions into account. But Sheesh still seems oblivious.
うんうん、わかってるわかってる。
Less
ルルテ
oblivious
ィエ
and more
に
like
は
she
も
just
う
doesn't
怖い
care.
思いとかさせないから。
そうではなくて。
姉上、何を血迷ったことを。ルルティエは正常のおそば好き。そんな誉れをこのようなわがままで。
じゃああなたはルルティエが過酷な戦に耐えられると
Yeah,
思って
she's
い
done
る？
great so far.
それは心根を強く持てば。
よくもまあそのようなざれ言を。
しかし恐れてばかりではいつまで経っても成長せんぞ。
そうやって何でもかんでも精神論で押し切ればいいというものではないわ。人には向き不向きがあるでし
Alright,
ょ。
seems like you're kind of putting your sister into a box here.
しかし
お姉様、お兄様。
Lunatia finally steps in between her siblings.
お姉様、お兄様。ルルティエはもう泣いてばかりいた昔の
So,
ルルティエ
I
では
guess from
あ
their
りません。
perspective, the whole point she left for the capital for was to like kind of grow and flourish a bit, kind of break out of the box they have her in. So, from their perspective, they're probably still looking at her back then, but yeah, she's really grown into her own as a person since then. So,
私はアンジュ様と
Like, really grown a spine, too.
ルルティ
うむ、よう申した。
Yashima tears up a little as he hears Lutia's desperate plea.
エルティエ、お前がそんな立派なことを言うようになったとは。
わかる。おとんにもわかるけの。ルル。
お父様、お
Sorry,
兄
Osen,
様。
you talk too slow. Her father and brother seem moved to tears, but she continues to watch the two of them with cold eyes. Finally, however, she turns to Luditia.
ルルティエ、あなたの志は立派です。
I know there's probably people who hate that I like flip-flop between Luditia, Luditia. Fucking potato, who cares?
お姉様。
優しいルルティエ、本当に優しいルルティエ。これからもっともっとたくさんの悲しいことが待っているのよ。
Yup.
きっとあなたの心は深く傷つく。
Yup.
親しい仲間が死んであなたは立っていられるの？
それは。
Already happened.
上辺の雰囲気や勢いに流されて後で悔やんでもいいの？
At her sister's words, Luditia sags, looking quietly downward. But Yashima grabs Luditia by the shoulders, forcing her to face him as he speaks.
いや、ルルティエ、戦は誰にとっても怖いもの。それはこの兄も変わらん。
And if they don't, they're a fucking fool.
しかし、その痛みや苦しみを乗り越えてこその誉れ。命惜しさに家に引きこもっているわ。生きたかね。真に生きているとは言わん。この兄も父も共に戦場に立つのだ。安心するがよい。
However, Luditia can only manage a troubled smile in response. For a moment, it seems like we're at a standoff. However, Anju raises her voice.
うむ。双方の言い分は分かった。世に一案がある。
正常。
We're gonna have a fight.
世もルルティエが大事じゃ。これからも世に仕えてほしい。シスの言い分もよう分かる。人の向き不向きもじゃ。じゃが、一番大事なのは本人の気持ちであろう。世も無理強いはせぬ。
Or are we just gonna do the simple
そ
thing
な
and
た
yeah,
はどう
just
し
ask
たい
her?
のじゃ。私は。
Or maybe give her some time. You know, you're kind of putting her on the spot in front of everybody here. Luditia's gaze wavers. She casts around, looking desperately for anybody that can help her. I clench my teeth, seeing Luditia's reaction.
王女さんの言い分はもっともだが、この場で言うべきではなかったか。ルルティエは流されやすい性分だからな。おそらく二人とも自分の考えを押し付けてくる。さて、どうしたものか。せめて二人から距離を置いてゆっくり考える時間があればいい。
I mean, you can just say that and do it. A nonchalant voice breaks the silence, completely unfitting for the tense atmosphere.
ちょっといいですか？
クオン。
何ですの？
She glares daggers at the intrusion, but Kuan barely seems to notice, continuing as though she doesn't have a care in the world.
踊り込みの最中に悪いんだけど、これって
はい。
まだ時間がかかるようならお茶を一杯いただけないかななんて。
うん。
I suddenly realize what Kuan is trying to do. Atsui seems to notice as well and whines loudly.
うちも小腹が空いてきたい。
小生も肩が凝ってまいりました。
I think they're getting stiff from something else. Monochika rolls her shoulders with obvious discomfort.
いい茶葉。九十里にはいい茶の葉があると聞きます。
I whisper so that only Anju can hear me.
正常。
お、
Anju finally realizes her plan as well.
そうじゃな。世も長旅で疲れた。今日のところは茶でも飲んでゆっくりしたいのじゃ。
Alright, Monochika, work on her acting skills later. Though then I guess Monochika's not much of an actor either. It's a little forced, but That's enough to do the trick.
これは姫殿下がお忘れにとんだご無礼を。
Ozen hastily bows his head once more.
申し訳ございません。ただいま部屋にご案内を。
しばし世話になろう。
Now, let's walk around your cool house.
ですが。
Ozen hesitates for the slightest moment, and continues.
時が来れば姫殿下の元へ馳せ参じることは今ここでお約束いたします。しかしルルティエのことは
Yeah, that's fine.
今しばらく待ってはもらえぬでしょうか。
Just kind of clear the air, like just so you know, we're with you no matter what. But you know,
ふむ。
but this is kind of important too. Anju glances to me in
こ
contemplation.
うも皆に見られながらではルルティエの考えもまとまらぬかと。しばしの投留を許していただけるのであれば彼女自身が決めるいとまも作れるというもの。
そうじゃな。ルルティエもそれでよいな。はい、そうかもしれないです。では今宵は些細なことなど気にせず自分で思うままに考えるがよい。はい。
ここはクオンに助けられたか。
Thanks, Kuan. Yashima seems relieved that the decision's been postponed for a while, but she's clearly not happy. It's clear to her that I set this up so that neither of them could try to sway Dudatia's decision. But it also seems that she understands that it would mean what it would mean to go against Anju's wishes. She has no choice but to keep
しかし
silent.
どうする。我らはよそ者。お家の問題でもある。うかつに口を挟むわけにもいかんし。
I mean, you're her friend, so you can interfere? You know, to a certain extent. Like, it is your place to butt in.
上辺の忠義じゃなく、ルルティエの自身の真意を引き出し。
Mind you, maybe not in front of everybody, but, you know, maybe in private.
果たしてどうしたものか。
I glance at Ludatie, but she's barely paying attention, mind clearly on the problem at hand. Talking to her now could just stir up the two siblings again. Wouldn't be a good idea.
オシトル殿。
I'm interrupted from my ruminations by a voice calling for me.
ヤシマ殿。
申し訳ないが、落ち着いてからでよいので、
Sure.
話を聞いてはくれまいか。
元よりいつでも構わぬ。ヤシマ殿の都合の良い時に訪ねて来られよ。
かたじけない。では、後ほど部屋に伺わせていただこう。
Alright. See you later, weird dude. As I watch him exit the chamber, a small sigh escapes
お
me.
互い気苦労が絶えないようだな。
Nope.
まずは一献。
かたじけない。
We throw back our cups, draining them in a couple quiet moments. Yashima puts down his own cup, then begins to speak.
さて、オシトル殿に話というのは、なんだ。
Yashima falters slightly, though it may be a little late to have some second thoughts. I speak up to make it easier for him.
貴殿の懸案とは姉君の件であったか。
I'm rewarded with a guilty smile.
いやはや、さすがに気づかれていたか。まったく、我が家のとんだ集体をお見せして恥ずかしい限り。
いや、誰しも家族のこととなれば冷静さを欠くものであろう。
確か、オシトル殿にも妹君が。
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't forget.
Oh.
I didn't forget about Nakane.
こ
Yeah.
たびも同行している。
さすがはオシトル殿の妹君。立派なお覚悟の持ち主だ。
I mean, she
Yeah.
probably just wanted to come see
Yeah.
your cool castle, because it's an ancient ruin, but...
いや、妹のことは、それより、それがしに話とは。
Yashima seems to finally come to my decision at the... seems to finally come to a decision at my pressing, and he lowers his head, placing his hand against the floor.
オシトル殿。
ん？
オシトル殿からルルティエに、提出への忠義を貫くよう、説いてはくれまいか。
I mean, we were gonna do that anyway, but
それは、なるほど。
at least I
そ
would
う
have.
きたか。要は直接言うのははばかられるから、こちらの口から言わせて、 今まで通りそば使いさせたいってことか。もちろんできないわけではない。いや、正常がルルティエの意志を尊重するといった手前、それがしから揺さぶるのはいかがなものか。
やはりか。口惜しいが、こうした交渉事は姉上の領分でな。こちらが迂闊に口を挟めば、言葉尻を取られてやり込められる。
Yeah, that's an older sister, all right.
正直、勝てる気が全くせんのだ。
貴殿の姉上。
Even if you can own them with facts and logic, they just get hysterical and emotional and then browbeat you down, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yashima pours himself another cup in pensive silence, and gulps down the drink. He takes a slow breath as he sets the cup down. Once he's apparently steeled himself, he begins to speak in a solemn tone.
ルルティエの愛らしさは、そやな田舎者の多いこの国の癒しと言ってもいい。だから、この国の誰もがあの子を褒めそやす。
Uh-huh.
なのにそれでいて、常に控えめで奥ゆかしいところがまた評判を呼ぶ。しかし、姉上にとっての一番の理由は、ルルティエが幼い頃は体も弱かったから。
Yeah, she's a little overbearing.
幼い頃のルルティエは少し肌寒くなっただけで風邪をひき、ちょっと走ればすぐに転んで足をすりむくような子であったからな。あまりにもひどい熱を出して、さすがにもうダメかと思ったことさえある。その時は俺も姉上も必死になって看病したものだ。それからというもの、可愛がりすぎたのか、優しすぎる子に育ってしまった。
May have like smothered her a bit.
今思うと父上も同じことを考えていたのだろう。ルルティエに強さと見識が備わるよう、姉上が嫁いだ後すぐにオシュトル殿のもとへ預けたのだからな。
Gonna snuck her out the back door.
姉上の心配はわかる。俺も未だに心配だ。だが、このままではいかん。とも俺は思う。
Yashima puts down his cup a little forcefully.
姉上には困ったものだ。心配なのはわかるが、ルルティエが可愛いあまりにあのようなことを言い出すとは、父上も小煩悩というか親バカというか、ルルティエを前にすると、夏の氷のようにとろけるが、ああ見えて、
Yeah.
姉上にも甘い。
Yeah, he needs to draw the line.
姉上のわがままに首を横に振らず、はっきり物を申さぬ。それゆえ、ああも手前勝手な性格になったのかもしれん。
なるほど。
まったく、姉上も国の大事に何を考えているのか。一人より国を憂わねばならぬ時であろう。しかも我が国から正常のおそば好きが選ばれる。これほどの名誉がどこにある。それが
Your
わから
sister
ぬ
may
は
be
ずが
like
ない。
a psycho bitch, but I can fix her, I promise.
無論ルルティエも内心そう思っているだろう。俺はあれの兄だから言わずともわかる。
それはさすがに思い込みが過ぎると思うな。
They may oppose each other, but Sheesh and Yashima are siblings with similar minds after all.
ああ、ルルティエは本当に心優しい子なのだ。しかし、姉上がいつまでもそばにいると、あの子は本当に何もできぬ娘になってしまう。どうして姉上はそれがわからんのか。
Yashima heaves a heavy sigh, having said his piece. I remain silent, watching him. Seems to notice my gaze, quickly looking up and passing the bottle forward.
これは失敬。杯が空になっていましたな。オシュトル殿、まあとにかく一個。
What's your bird's name? It's a cool bird. It's like just an owl.
さあ、今宵はルルティエの愛らしさを魚に飲み明かしましょうぞ。
Like some of the animals are like weird now, but like pigs are the same, and like those freaky monkeys are, well, they're mostly just monkeys, but there's like wapters and shit and like weird fucking dinosaur gaunjis. But your bird's it's just an owl. We're both starting to feel the drink. A pleasant buzz descends over us. The faint sound of a flute filters in from somewhere nearby.
俺は
耳障りで申し訳ありません。
Yeah, who's playing a fucking flute at like midnight?
これはこれで風流なもの。酒の共にはちょうど良い。いや、すまない。正直言うと、下手というか悪酔いしそうだ。
Yep.
誠に申し訳ありません。
Yashima bows his head low, looking as though he's just swallowed something
い
unpleasant.
やいや、これもまた一興。それにしても、誰が吹いているんだろうな。下手ではあるが、迷いがなく。ところで、この
Yeah.
笛の音の主は、
Is it sheesh? Midway through the question, the sound stops. Seems as though the flute has switched hands. Now the sound is clear and tranquil. Yashima brightens as he listens to the melody. Oh, hey, yeah, I recognize it now that it's being played by someone competent. It's a far cry from the earlier playing.
これこそが誠の学の音というもの。オシトル殿もそうは思われぬか。思われるであろう。
Yeah, it plays on the title screen.
確か
And
に
like when mystical stuff is happening. Like deep lore.
ささ、酒はまだたっぷりありますゆえ、ご遠慮召されるな。
And so the two flutists play, sometimes in high tones, sometimes low, one side with pride, and the other with calm as their song fills the
まる
night.
で、どこかの姉妹のようだな。はあ、少し飲みすぎたか。
I mutter to myself, taking a deep breath. Yashima's gone to bed by now.
しかし、口で言ってもどうにもならず、王女さんの意向を前にしても言葉を守る。
Yeah, with a sister like that.
愚痴を。
オシトル殿。
A voice rings out from behind my door, and when I open it, it's almost as if I'm simply trading one sibling for the other.
噂をすればか。
まずは一婚。
Oh, please, I'm already. Ugh. Oh, he's gonna have such a fucking hangover. She passes me a cup and begins to pour a clear liquor into it as she speaks.
先ほどは見苦しいところをお見せしました。
何？誰にとっても家族は大事なものだ。しかし、
分かっております。私のことを
Yep.
恥知らずで
Yup.
身勝手な女だとお思いになったでしょう。ですが、ルルティエを守るためなら、私はいかように思われようとも。
Cool. Just because you're like really self-confident in yourself doesn't make you right.
何を失おうと、私はあの子を守らねばならぬのです。
おお。
現状はまだいいでしょう。この戦はこれからますます
Oh, yeah.
激しくなる。
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
あの子は小さい頃からとても体が弱く臆病なんです。
Uh-huh. Yeah, we know. Give us the cliff
そんな
notes.
激しさの増す戦場の中で、まして姫殿下のおそばつきなんて、そのような重圧にはとても耐えられないでしょう。それでもとても心の優しいあの子はきっと姫殿下のため、国のためにと無理をして苦しんでいるに違いありません。私はあの子が傷つき苦しむ様を見てはいられないのです。戦うのであれば代わりに私が戦場へと参りましょう。
I mean, you're cool and all, but
どうかルルティエを。
but you're not like Kokopo.
そう神妙に頭を下げられては、こちらも無下にはでき
No,
ん
no,
か。
don't let the booze and pretty women sway you, dude.
感情ばかり先立つ荒ぶる女かと思ってたが、こういう手も使うとはな。
I mean, it's cool and all you're like explaining it to us, but why don't you have that talk with, you know, Ludutia and have her explain why she wants to do this and why it's important to her?
一筋縄ではいかんってことか。なるほど。むしろ良くも悪くもまっすぐな父や兄では手に余る。ならば、
I put my cup down and looked Sheesh straight in the
貴
eyes.
殿の思い、それがしにも伝わり申した。
Also, your pretty eyes. Shisha's face brightens on my words.
では
I didn't say that!
しかしそれがしの一存でルルティエの身の振り方を決めるわけにもいきますまい。
それはどういうことでしょう。オシュトル殿は総大将ではありませんか。
I mean, we could force her,
何の不都合がありましょうか。
but that's not his shtick. I nod gravely at Shisha's
し
words.
かし見旗はまことなれど、それがしは今こうして各国を回って助力を求める身。今のそれがしには人を縛る力などはありませぬ。故に我らが都を追われて以来、ルルティエはいつでも国に帰ることはできたのだ。
We told her a bunch.
だがそうはしなかった。それはなぜか。
それは
You know, just swept along,
我らが正常の味方に
you
集
know,
う
by the
は
momentum, just never
あ
got
く
the
まで
chance to
義
get
の
off.
ため。
You know, even if she did, it's just kind of like, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. It'd be kind of awkward if I left now.
だがルルティエが義ではなく情で我らに力を貸してくれたことは否定できますまい。だからこそ去る時もルルティエ自身の情にその意志に任せたい。我らへの情より家族への情が勝ればおのずと選ぶ道は決まりましょう。それがしにとってもルルティエに助けてもらったことは数知れず。
Well, by Kokopo anyway.
率直に申せば少なくともこの戦が終わるまで彼女には正常を支えてもらいたい。しかしルルティエが家族を思いそれを選んだというなら我らは何も言いますまい。そして帰国の忠義を疑わぬと約束いたそう。
わかりました。オシュトル殿、そして
Yeah, we're pretty
姫殿下の
lax and
寛大な
easygoing
ご処
people.
置感謝いたします。
Pretty laissez-faire about it.
口ではそう言っているが目が笑っていないな。
では今宵は私の可愛らしい妹がなぜ可愛らしいのか、それを魚に飲み明かしましょう。
Yep, get the family picture album.
はあ、
My vision wobbles as I lean against the wall.
いかんな。本気で飲みすぎた。
Went outside to get some fresh air and sober up. But I keep tripping over my own feet as I walk. Oof.
しかし酒よりもシスからかすかに漏れる毒気の方に寄ったかな。まさかと思うがさらに大前までもが誘いに来るという展開は。
オシュトル様
Someone calls from behind, and I flinch. I slowly turn myself around to find.
お水お持ちしました。
こんな夜半に手間を取らせたな。
Mm-hmm. I give my heartfelt thanks, accepting the cup from her hands.
いえ、私も眠れず夜風に当たっていましたから。そのオシュトレ様、もしかしてお姉様かお兄様に。
I smile wryly.
その両方だ。
やっぱりごめんなさい。
The Dutia reddens at my answer, shrinking in on herself a
い
little.
や謝ることではないだろう。皆ルルティエを思ってのことなのだ。家族に思われて悪いことなどあるまい。
The Dutia exhales in relief, nodding with an awkward little smile.
はい。二人ともとっても大好きなお姉様でも、そのお姉様とお兄様が争ってるのは、
Yup.
本当に心
Yeah,
配して
kinda
く
caught
れ
in
て
the
いる
middle.
ということは分かっています。ですけど、
The Dutia stops there, hesitant to continue. However, she seems to settle on something, looking straight at me with clear eyes.
うん？
オシュトレ様はどうお考えなのでしょうか。
I mean, it's your choice to make. Like, we think we'll go along with whatever you choose, but speaking personally, you know, and honestly, we'd prefer you stay with us.
うん。
もしオシュトレ様にとって私が足手まといなら、私は。
I sigh lightly, and speak to her with soft
お
reassurance.
二方にも申したが、それがしはルルティエの気持ちが一番だと考えている。
そうですか。
Lutetia responds with an oddly sad tone. She seems more dejected than anything.
それがしこそ尋ねたい。ルルティエの望みが何なのかを。
Yeah, probably hoping for you to make it a little easier by just saying, yeah, I want you to stick with us. That way she can be like, all right, cool, choice is already made for me. I don't have to, be the one to really do it. But it's like, fuck, ball's back in my court. Shit. I gotta make the 3-point throw from, center court. Fuck!
私の
自分を足手まといなどと申したが、それがしがそのように感じたことは一度もない。
Yeah, you're really useful.
正常は無論のこと、クオンもネコネも他の皆もルルティエを頼りにしている。
そんな、私なんて。
Lutetia looks even more flustered, shrinking in embarrassment once more.
強いてルルティエに望むとするなら、その心がけの持ちようか。
私の心がけ。やっぱり私が弱いから。
Nah, what are you here for?
いや、そうではない。
What's your reason if someone asked you?
シス殿のおっしゃる通り、これから先の戦いは辛く厳しいものになるだろ
う。Is it because it's the right thing to do? Is it because, loyalty to Anju? You want to, not abandon your friends?
その時にただ流されて我らと行動していては、正常はもちろん、ルルティエ自身の命すら危うくする。
Or is it, just because it's something Haku believed in and you can't let it not be for nothing? It has to be for a reason why he died? It has to, so you can't leave until it's done?
故にそこには揺るぎない思いが必要だ。誰かに言われたからではない、自らの強い思いが。だからこそ尋ねているのだ。ルルティエは何をしたい？なぜ皆と行動を共にする？正常への忠節か？
Yeah, all the things I just said.
逆境に置かれた我らを憐れんでか？ルルティエはなぜここまでやってきた？
私は
I keep silent and still, giving Lutetia the time to answer. The quiet lasts for some time. As I wait a response, I open and close the metal fan in my hand. I keep my hands and mind busy. The gentle metal clinking fills the silence. Uh-oh, you're a fiddler. I fiddle with stuff too. I have a metal switchblade comb that I'll roll it between my hands because it clicks and clacks as the parts shift against each other, or I'll just spin it around. Noticing the sound, Lutetia raises her head.
その手線、白様のですよね。
I nod silently in reply.
オシュトル様も忠義や大義のためだけではなく、あの方の思いを守っておられるのでしょうか。
My breath catches in my throat.
そうなのかもしれん。いや、そうありたいと思っている。
自分がどうしてここにいるのか、何かをしなければいけない、その思いはあったのに、その理由を言葉に形にでも今やっと分かった気がします。あの方が命を懸けて守りたかったもの、かけがえのない仲間を、
It's kind of all of it lumped together.
守りたい。自己満足かもしれません。告げることのできなかった思いを
You're doing it for you after all.
すり替えてるだけかもしれません。でもあの方の守りたかったものを今度は私が守りたいのです。
そうか。白の。
それに
Lutetia gives a wry smile.
今でもあの方がここにいるような気がします。いえ、いつか ひょっこり戻ってくるような。
crazy!
皆
Yeah!
さんがバラバラだと白様はきっと残念がられます。私おかしいですよね。でもそれが今の私の思いです。
I can see something shining in her eyes.
私は何もできないかもしれません。でも置いていかれるのは嫌です。また誰かに置いていかれるのは嫌。これからの喜びや悲しみも
Works for me!
すべてを
Just want to be a part of the gang.
私
Nope.
そんな思いで
Well,
皆さんと一緒にいてはいけないでしょうか。
note to it not being a good enough reason, implying that it is a good reason.
大義も何もない思いでは
Bit of
い
a
けない
double
ので
negative
しょ
there.
うか。
それでよい。それだけで十分だ。きっと白も喜んでいるだろう。
はい。
Diditia wipes the tears from her eyes, looking to me with a soft smile.
ほうね。姫殿下についていくよ。
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. But I know we're kind of in the middle here, but that's where I'm gonna stop because we're going and we're going. It's probably gonna be the thing where like I end it and then in 5 more minutes it's like this entire segment ends and then like a new one starts and it's like, well, fuck. If only I stuck around for a little bit more. But I don't want the episode to be too long because I still need to process it and upload it like right away before it gets too late, because I don't count it as it being like uploaded properly if it's like uploaded at 10 p.m. So yeah. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and check out the Discord link in the description down below and become a member today. And I will see you all next time for the next episode of Utawarerumono Mask of Truth, where we will pick up right here, where I will record tomorrow to make sure that it actually gets done and uploaded on time. So catch you guys all then. Later. Bye-bye. Mwah.